And welcome back to another episode of the Stat Sheet. You already know who we are, but what you don't know is who's going to make it into the NFL playoffs. But we have some predictions. Alex, start it off for us, why don't you?
Well, I think the NFC is pretty easy for me, right? I think I think the seven teams are kind of already the ones there. I got the Eagles, 49ers, Lions, Saints, Cowboys, Seahawks, and Vikings. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. The only team I can maybe see sneaking in is the Bucks and Falcons. It's overtaking the Saints in that division. Other than that, I don't see much changes.
You don't think the Bears could slide in there anywhere? No.
They might slide into the first overall pick, but yeah, yeah. There's so many. It's top heavy in the NFC. I think those 17. Maybe someone could overtake the Vikings. That's probably the weakest point. Maybe the Rams could come back if Stafford gets healthy. But yeah, that's my seven. And the AFC got the Chiefs. I think they're gonna lead the way. They got great defense. All they need is Mahomes to figure it out, that offense, and that really shouldn't be a problem for them. Now I got the Dolphins, Ravens, Jaguars winning their divisions. Uh, I think the Bills are kind of digging their own grave. I think the Dolphins are leading the way in that division. As long as they can get that defense right, they'll be all right. Their offense is great. Uh, the Ravens have a tough division, but I think they've played well enough to where they should be able to, seal the deal over there. And then the Jaguars. Jaguars also have a tough division. I like how the Texans are coming on strong. I think the Jaguars, they'll hang on. But my wild cards, this is where it gets tough in the AFC. Okay. I got the Browns, the Texans, and the Bengals making the playoffs. It was tough because I had the Bills, Steelers, Chargers missing the playoffs. I want the Chargers to be good. They're just not. They have a terrible defense. The Steelers are better than they should be. They're somehow 6-3. No clue how. They have a terrible offense, and they just keep winning games even though they get outplayed every week. And the Bills, as we just seen this previous week, Josh Allen makes a ton of mistakes every game, and it's costing them. And I don't think they're going to be able to make the playoffs. They have the fourth toughest remaining schedule. I have them missing out to the Bengals simply because the Bengals already beat them, and the Bengals do have the toughest remaining schedule. But it's hard for me, even as a Ravens fan, to say that Joe Burrow and that offense can't get right. Even with T. Higgins missing, this last week's game, Jamar Chase a bit banged up. They still have a great team. They went toe to toe with the Texans, and that's why I have the Texans making the playoffs because they had the fourth easiest schedule, and they just went head to head with the Bengals and beat them. C.J. Stroud is probably going to win Rookie of the Year. I don't see how he doesn't. He's been balling. That offense has been great, and that team is meant to be a defensive team with the new head coach D'Amico Ryans. He's a defensive coordinator. At least that's where he came from. As long as they can get the defense right, their offense is crazy good right now. I think the Texans are going to make the playoffs with rookie C.J. Stroud. As crazy that may seem, and with the Browns, also pains me to say, but they just have a great defense. And as long as they can get Deshaun Watson going right, I think they can make the playoffs. I mean, their defense is just very, very good. So that's my teams. I mean, who do you got on your side?
Oh, you made some valid points, of course. Especially with the Texans. Those guys are on another level. C.J. Stroud, the man's very confident. And has a lot of talent around him that he's using to his advantage. Well, with that being said, and I don't even know who's wide receiver one over there, but with that being said, let's get right into mine. Of course, I got the Eagles winning their division. I think that's no brainer. The 49ers are going to win their division. That defense is monstrous, to say the least. You got the Lions. There's no one in that division catching up to them. The Bears could, but that's maybe another year. And then the NFC South is kind of all over the place. I did see the schedules, which made me go with the Saints as well. So, of course, those are my first four. As far as the teams I see making it, the Cowboys, of course, the Seahawks, of course, and that last place I wanted to give to the Commanders, but that schedule that they have left is horrid. You know the Giants aren't making it. You know the Cardinals aren't making it. The Rams could probably find a way to figure it out. I don't think they're making it. I gave it to the Vikings. Jetta should be back soon. Dobbs is on another level. He can run the ball. He can pass the ball pretty good. They got a lot of talent on their offense. I know Akers is out for the season, so they're giving their other backup a chance, and I think he's going to be huge for them as well. So I got the Vikings making it. I would have said the Bears, but I didn't want to seem biased up here, so just gonna let that slide. But that's where I got in the NFC making the Eagles, 49ers, Lions, Saints, Cowboys, Seahawks, Vikings. I noticed we had the same ones, but it was pretty obvious in my opinion. It's a no-brainer.
Tough to argue that in the NFC. It's just
A-
split.
FC was a lot harder for me. But of course, we had to put the reigning champs up there, and Kansas City, they're winning the AFC West. The Dolphins are winning the AFC East. The only team I can see catching up to them are the Jets, and that's not happening. Um, AFC North,
You know you want to pick.
of course, I gotta go with the Ravens. But
He
I'm
want
going.
to pick the Bengals so bad.
I'm a Bengals fan. You know, I love Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase. I love Joe Mixon. But at the end of the day, man, that's a top five defense with an elite offense if they're playing well. How do you beat that? Trick question. You can't. I got the Ravens winning the AFC North and AFC South. You got the Jags winning. I do not have the Jags winning. I have the Texans winning that.
I like it. I like it.
Man, CJ Stroud is a monster. You got Nico Collins, you got Tank Dell, you got Noah Brown. He's using Dalton Schultz. And then at the end of their schedule, I mean, they can beat all these teams, right? You have the Cardinals, you have the Jaguars, you have the Broncos, you have the Jets, you have the Titans, you have the Browns,
Too
you have
easy.
the Titans, you have the Colts. You hear some names up here, but I just saw them put up 39 against the Bucks. I saw them beat the Bengals when the Bengals were playing good, but they played great. CJ Stroud is the truth. And I seen them put up 30 points on the Steelers. You're just not putting up 30 points on the Steelers defense, but they did. They're winning that division. And as far as the other three teams are concerned, I did not have the Bills making it. It wasn't because of them so much as it was because of them. It was because one, the Jaguars are making it. It was because two, the Browns are making it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know how you can go against that. And three, the Steelers don't have a hard schedule at the end of the season. They have a very winnable. I mean, they probably have 2 or 3 tough games, right? But overall, the Ravens will be a tough game for them. Of course, it's going to be a dogfight. The Browns will be a tough game. The Bengals will be a tough game. That's it. They're going to beat the Cardinals. They're going to beat the Patriots. They're going to beat the Colts. They played the Bengals twice. They're winning one of those games, if not both, and then they'll beat the Seahawks. So that's who I got winning, making it: Chiefs, Dolphins, Jags, Texans, Ravens, those Browns. I wanted to add the Bills in there, but those guys remind me of garbage right now. And I didn't want to put my faith in garbage to make the playoffs because they're not looking good at all. And I don't know if it's too early to say this, and this could be, but my way too early Super Bowl predictions include a rematch from a few years ago, the 49ers and the Chiefs. I think that's what it'll be. And it's only one team I can really see dethroning the Chiefs in the AFC, and that is your Ravens. And that is because when you talk about the best defenses, the Chiefs have one, but you guys have one to match up with it. But I like y'all offense a lot better. So I have faith in y'all offense more than theirs with the wide receiver position they have going on with the issue. So I got 49ers and Chiefs, honorable mention, Eagles, Ravens. But I will be rooting for the Texans the whole way.
I like it. I like it. My Super Bowl matchup's similar. It's also a rematch from even further back. Super Bowl 47 rematch, Ravens 49ers. And I know I'm gonna sound a little biased. I'm a Ravens fan. There's just no way the Ravens can't make it. I mean, the only The only reason the Ravens have been losing is they beat themselves. They have trailed like way less time than any other team. I think I've seen a stat. We've only trailed like 20 minutes through 10 games, and the next closest like 80 minutes. This just past week, the Browns didn't lead until there was all zeros on the clock. They shoot themselves in the foot way too much. Their defense is great. Their offense can put up 30 whenever they want. We've seen them just do it. They did it against the Lions, Seahawks. Lamar Jackson wins games, and their offense is very solid when it's all clicking. They just have to keep down the turnovers, a lot of fumbles. And I know the AFC is tough, but the only real contenders I see that can make the Super Bowl are the Chiefs and Ravens. I think they're the only two built for a Super Bowl. The Dolphins have a lackluster defense. The Jaguars are not made for the Super Bowl. Browns have a great defense, but their offense is too lackluster. The Texans, unfortunately, they're not going to make it with a rookie. That's just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, Joe Burrow missed his whole first season for real. So I count this next year's rookie year, and he made it, and
That's true.
he was a play away from making it. So don't say it can't happen because
I'm not saying it can't happen, but I just don't see it happening. I mean, they have an easy remaining regular season schedule, but the playoffs, that's a different monster.
it is.
Texans,
But at the same time, you said it yourself. Y'all like to shoot yourselves in the foot, right? You shoot
true.
yourself in the foot in the playoff for some of these offenses against some of these defenses.
That's true.
Troublesome for y'all. Y'all will have to play almost perfect football the entire.
Gotta have faith in your team, and I think the Ravens are really built for the Super Bowl. And yeah, I'm gonna be biased, but I think they can do it. I think this is the year they can do it. I think the teams they match up against in the playoffs, at least the way I have them beating the Texans in the first round, Dolphins second round, and Chiefs in the championship game. I think that's winnable. If they can avoid the division games, I think they're all right. The division games are the toughest ones for them for whatever reason. And I think they can get there. And I just picked the 49ers over the Eagles simply because of their defense. I think they're also built for a Super Bowl. Just they need Brock Purdy to get right. And, rematch Super Bowl 47. And we know how that turned out. The Ravens won. So let's do it again. That's my Super Bowl prediction.
I know what the fans want to see. The fans want to see C.J. Stroud and Dobbs in that Super Bowl. But we're being realistic.
What fans want to see that?
Well,
you?
Yes. I like Dobbs. I like Dobbs.
I like Dobbs too. I hope he does well.
It's like this would be like a Cinderella story kind of for both. Rookie year, guy who bounced around the league, astronaut, scientist, or whatever he is, kind of off. And
he got the brains to get there. He just needs the ability to get there. You
got the talent now, but nonetheless, man, this is going to make for a very interesting playoffs when it does approach. We still are a ways away, but can't wait till we watch it all. But thank you guys for tuning in on this episode of the Stat Sheet. Until then, we out.